Yo, what is going on, gang? It is your coach Brian here, and welcome to my 35-minute full body hit. Now, we're calling this one sweat and gluttony. Why, you might ask? Great question. For one, it's a hit class, so we're going to be sweating. For two, gluttony, we're going to be eating those reps. Or as Jameis Winston would say, W. Ha, yeah. But before we get started with any of those, we're going to get our warm-up going, team. So do me a favor. We got a lot of full body stuff here, so we're just going to work from the top down, all right? So I want us to begin with some shoulder rolls, going back, big circles here. You're just going to go for 3. 1. Now we're going to go forward. Big circles, shoulders as close to the ears as possible. 2. Last one. Nice job. Shake it out. I want you to get a nice little boxer shuffle going. Releasing any of that stagnant energy that you might have built up from wherever you're at within your day. And from here, start to settle in, okay? We're going to get into some squats here. And I want you to place your hands on top of your shoulders. And at the bottom of the squat, we're going to drive up and add a elbow extension. So just as if you were doing a full thruster, but we're just going to make it body weight. Once again, full body warm up for a full body class. It only makes sense, right? Now, we're going to make it a little bit more dynamic here, adding some various ranges of motions to the shoulders. So at the top of the squat, I want you to cross body punch. Like so. Alternate which arm leads. And we're going to start to feel that heart rate pick up a little bit here. Back to the thrusters. Nice work. Get your depth. Just warming up. And from here, shake it out. Meet me on the mat. Now, we're going to anchor the core in a high plank. Shoulders over the wrist. Okay? Heels over the toes. And I want you to just hold. Focus on bracing the core and keeping the shoulders, hips, and heels in one long straight line. So we're not letting the hips sag. We're not piking them up like we're doing a downward dog, but we're finding that happy medium right here while actively pressing the fingertips, the palms into the ground. And then we're going to start to step it forward. One knee towards the chest at a time. And let's go ahead and start to add on with the obliques by rotating and taking that knee to opposite elbow. Good. All right, squat. Pull the hips back. We're going to go into a quick lower back stretch. Shoot the hips forward. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Child's pose. One more time. Upward facing dog. And knees on the ground. Relax. Let's talk about this first circuit. Now, squat. We're going to have 3 exercises that we perform within this circuit. However, we're going to do it multiple times. So the first round is going to be your longest. So all 3 movements are going to be performed for 40 seconds. Okay? Then we'll go 30 seconds and then 20 seconds for that final round. Don't worry, you will have some rest and recovery after our 3rd movement. Okay? Now with that said, team, this is a cardiovascular class, challenging class. So I want you to really focus on pace. Take your time. This class should get progressively harder as it goes on. So when we go with our 40-second set, take your time, settle in, feel the feels. And then when we get into that 30-second set, we increase and 20-second increase, all right? Starting off with our dumbbell goblet squats, grab that weight, should feel heavy. And after we go from our goblet squats, I had to almost remind myself real quick, hey, you know, this is a 40-second set, coach, you got to slow down a little bit, all right? Yeah, let me go ahead and take my time. All right, I'm going to take my time. And plus, we still kind of low key just warming up, right? Like, don't need to jump into it. I don't know why I always do that. I just be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I got ADHD. I'll be ready to just like let's go. I'm ready. But anyways, grab that other weight. We got push presses. 40 seconds. Once again, take your time. Woo-saw it out. Shoulders ready for that action, boss. Exhale. Press the weight up. Now, quarter squat. You see I'm getting into this subtle bend here and allowing the power and the momentum from the lower body to carry the weights overhead. Now, team, we're shooting for zones 3 here. Already should be there, to be honest. Between that full body warm up and those last set of squats we did, you should be in zones 3 by now. But if not, it's okay. It's okay. Remember, we're pacing ourselves. And if you want, or if you feel like you're ready to, you're not in the zones that we want you to be in, but you're ready to get there, just pick up your pace, all right? High plank here. Going into these mountain climbers. And we're focusing on our breath. Core is active. Hips ain't sagging. And we pace it, baby. Now, it's not gonna be uncommon for your shoulders to be absolutely on fire by the end of each of these rounds, all right? Think about what we just did, okay? We went straight from those push presses, and then you go into the mountain climbers. And obviously there's a lot of pressure and activation going on at the shoulders to help stabilize us and keep us up while in that high plank. So I personally like it because we kind of solidify the fatigue that we feel when we're doing those push presses. So we feel that, right? And then we solidify it by stabilizing the shoulders. So as I mentioned earlier, this next round is gonna be our 30 seconds. So we should be able to pick up our intensity. By now, your heart rate should have came back down a little bit, but guess what? We gonna get it back up to zones 3. All right, let's go. So obviously you set a certain amount of reps for yourself on that 40-second set. Now, to make this a little bit more intense, let's see if we can't get close to that number on our 30-second set. Now you got about 10 more seconds left to go. Now the beautiful thing about our tempos is that you can literally see how many reps you did on your last set. You have that information, team. Use it, use it, use it. Shooting for zones 4 by the end of this, okay? Should be in zones 3. Zones 4 by the end of this 30 seconds here. Same thing, as I mentioned earlier. All right? Trying to match or get as close to those reps. And if you were going actually super slow on your 40-second set, why not try and beat the amount of reps you set? If you beat them, I guarantee you, you're probably going to get into zones 4.
Oh boy.
And I just realized, like, that doesn't even make sense. Guarantee and probably, how can I guarantee if it's probable, you know, like, but y'all know what I mean, like, just do you, man, just pick it up. Hey, just pick it up. It's 30 seconds, and then we go into a 60-second recovery, like, come on, boss. Boss, drive the knees. Pick it up. Yeah. There it is. Activation, activation, at the shoulders. Forearms working too. Press down into those hands. Keep the shoulders over the wrist, team. And relax. Now, all eyes on me real quick. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people just don't listen to their body or don't pay attention and don't keep proper form. Now, my last cue there, I said keep the shoulders over the wrist as you're doing your mountain climbers. I see so often people, as they do these and their body gets more fatigued, they'll start to lean forward, okay? Shoulders back, stay in control, or even here, okay? Or this one's real common too. Here, let me scoot forward a little bit so you guys can see. This one is common because I don't know what. Happy medium, stay here. This is our last set for these 3 movements. Let's make it our best. Let's focus on the form and let's go out with a bang before we switch up the exercise, all right? Goblet squats, 20 seconds. Zones 3, range of motion. Get your depth. Keep the core engaged. This one's gonna be a real quad burner, okay? And then we're going to solidify this quad fatigue with those push presses. We're not getting the full depth here, right? Because we're only going into about a quarter squat. But we are adding more weight, more load to the lower body. So, zones 4. And I know I'm in zones 4. You can tell by how I'm huffing and puffing. Now notice how I'm breathing. As I load, I'm inhaling, and I'm exhaling out all that air, all that energy to get the weight up. That, my friends, is what we like to call efficient and effective movement. Efficient and, sign it down. Sign it down. There you go. Come on, mountain climbers. We on the clock, it's just 20 seconds, and I want y'all to turn on that hyper speed, that super speed. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how fast it, boy. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, boy.
Take a moment. Y'all did that. That's why I love training with y'all. Cause see, you take it in, you listen up, and you apply. Now, y'all, can you cut the camera 2 real quick for me? Can we cut the camera 2? Just real quick.